Hey guys, and welcome back to episode 13. I can't believe I made it here. Today I've got a good friend and buddy with me, a guy, Anthony Ciccotelli. Welcome aboard. Uh,
Hi,
glad
everyone.
glad you could make it. Anthony is not only a talented writer, but a filmmaker and a playwright. He's a good guy, and we're super excited to have him on today. I'm going to be talking today about the 1962 film Carnival of Souls. Before we do that, I'm going to step over to my buddy here and talk to me. Tell me a little bit about yourself and your background, and
Sure.
talk to my audience here.
Okay. Well, thank you for first of all for having me aboard. I love doing this. I haven't seen you in a while,
I know
and
it's been
this
way too
is
long. I've known this guy
great.
for years, and it's so glad to just to reconnect and talk about the stuff that we love, and
Yeah.
we love a lot of the same
One
stuff.
of the things I love about you, John, is like both have extremely specific tastes.
Oh, absolutely.
Horror
Oh,
movies,
definitely. We love
especially.
we love the crazy stuff, you know.
Yes,
And,
yes,
and
yes,
it's
yes,
always
yes.
fun to watch movies and hang out and talk about that shit.
Absolutely. So, I come from a film and theater background. I fell in love with movies when I was like a teenager back in the days when they had one film and one theater and with big screen. I love
Mhm.
all that stuff. So I grew up kind of with movies from the 70s and the 80s, especially the slasher
The
films of the
best time of
80s.
horror, man. 80s,
Yeah,
80s horror.
yeah,
There's something
yeah,
beautiful
yeah.
about it.
So I went to the Actors Studio. I got my MFA in playwriting
Hmm.
back in 2000.
Hmm.
That was an experience. I since then became a teacher, and then I went back to school twice. Became a director. Got second master's at Roosevelt University in Chicago, and then
Wow.
when I said I am not done with any kind of graduate work, I'm done with it because I eventually have to pay back my student
Those
loan,
damn
which I
student
have to
loans, man.
do this month.
They always sucker you
Okay,
in with those damn
so
student
much
loans.
for those extra DVDs now.
Yeah,
So I gotta pay the piper. So
absolutely.
I was on. I said I'm not never doing another grad program ever again. And then of course David Lynch School Cinematic Arts started flashing on my Facebook page, and I was like,
Let's look into
don't
this.
press it, don't press it, don't press it, don't press it, and bam,
You get suckered in.
got my third master's MFA in screenwriting, and I
That's
started
awesome.
making movies. Back in the day, you could not make a movie for under $100,000. It was like ridiculous. It
And even
was
that was considered cheap.
yeah,
You'd
it
be
was
lucky if you could
very
squeak by on
cheap,
a hundred
very
thousand
cheap.
dollars. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it was really hard, and then also didn't have digital anything. So basically, you had to do a film, and it was very expensive and very hard to light the thing, and you had to wait a week before you got your rushes back in, and then you had to kind of cut everything and glue it together.
It was a
It was
nightmare.
it
Yeah.
was
No.
it was a lot.
No.
So I made my first short, which is the third film I had released in 2016. The following year, I did my feature Ripples of Water, which is on Tubi.
So check it
By
out,
the way,
guys.
it's free on Tubi, and that was made for like $5,000, and that was kind of a miracle that even came together. Um, Shout out to my teams on all my
Nice.
shorts because when you're an independent filmmaker, you better create those relationships because you know it's a lot to ask of people, and I've had great teams throughout everything. So I did that. That was my first thing that was released. My feature, Ripples of Water. It kind of swept a bunch of festivals. I'm really super happy. And then that.
It's a great film, guys. I saw it a couple days ago and I was blown away by it.
Thank you. And so I did the dance after that, and that kind of really swept the festivals. Very avant-garde, kind of looking back at loss and grief and trying to create art, all that stuff. Then
Nice.
my short film IWSK came out, which was Interview with a Serial Killer, and that was the first thing I shot, and that came out, and um, everything that could have went wrong with the short went wrong. We lost the sound. We had to
Oh
redub
no.
everything, and I started. hey, Italian Giallo movies, well, their sounds all kind of messed up anyway, and
Yeah.
it's all dubbed anyway.
It
So,
just goes with the whole flow, the whole
and
theme of the Italian
so many
giallos.
people
Yeah.
said about it, that kind of off like sync kind of thing really creeped us
Yeah, you
out.
thinking with the cut,
And
off
I
the
was like,
cuff, man.
to think you did it on purpose. I'm like, I
Yes, totally on
absolutely did
purpose.
on
Absolutely.
So
Happy accidents, they call
happy
these things,
accidents.
you know?
So I made another like kind of strange COVID film because COVID happened. So I made a strange like internet film called 525 to 545 or something
Mhm.
like that, and that was released, and that's doing really well. And then I made The Devil's Playground, based on a play I directed by Darren DeBerry.
Nice. Good
We
friend.
filmed in a time in the Pine Barrens, and that's hitting the market. And I've already won two big awards: one Jersey Shore Film Festival,
Oh,
one
awesome.
Best Thriller Horror New Jersey Film, and the opening was at Block Island. I love those guys at Block Island. They keep on throwing me awards, so I guess I got to keep on making these
It's
movies.
just for them alone, you know? I've heard very good things about them,
Oh, I
actually.
love them. They're great guys. It's a great island. It's the next Sundance. So that won best short film, short thriller, and it's going to another one of my favorite, Sholo in Arizona. They also throw awards at me, so I guess again I gotta
Got to
keep on
keep it
doing
going,
it.
man. Keep it going. Keep the
And
flow.
so that's gonna be in October.
Oh, nice.
That and my screenplay, my feature screenplay, Fab and Run, is going to be winning awards out there.
Very
And my
cool.
last short is a short called Music in the Air, as part of the Asbury 3 week challenge.
Hmm.
My friend Tom Cavanaugh said, we're doing this 3 week challenge. I go, I'm not doing a 3 week challenge. It's
That's a
my
lot of,
summer.
that's a
I'm
lot
not
of, that's a
gonna.
lot. Yeah, that's a lot.
I'm not putting together a film and blah, blah, blah. And then he showed me the script, and I was like, okay, I have to do this 3 week challenge because it's a really good script.
Hmm.
And we pulled it off, so it's a finalist. And it's going to be at the House of Independence on October 22nd at
Nice.
6:30. It's free.
Like, how
It's
can you
free.
say, how can you, how, you
No
can't
one
say
has an
that.
excuse not to
Check it
come.
out, guys. If you're local, even if you're not, come on, check it out.
So that's a long-winded
No, there's nothing
response to your
wrong.
question to tell me to talk about
There's
myself.
nothing wrong with that at all.
And
So
I'm actually a shy person. I don't talk about myself too often.
I don't believe
but
that at all.
whatever.
Don't. It's full of shit. Not busting his balls. So how about we ask you a few questions? Let's get into your feature, Ripples of Water. Tell us a little bit about that. I was really impressed by the story. I thought it was really compelling. You don't see a lot of stories about 50-year-olds. Let's face it. I'm 49. You know.
Especially me being only 29 years
I know
old.
exactly,
Like, how do I know
exactly. You
about
know,
that?
you're like 20. I thought you were 22. So can you tell us a little bit like about that and like the evolution of how that came to be in
That
the
was a
story?
very interesting. So, Ripples was a one act play that I wrote in the 90s,
Mm-hmm.
1990s. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
it was like in my drawer for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have a good friend, Giancarlo Durland,
Mm-hmm.
and he was around when I was doing La Strada Ensemble Theater. I was the artistic director,
Mm-hmm.
and he just called me up out of the blue. And he's kind of has a reputation in, New Jersey, a great theater actor. And he said, "Do you have anything for your LGBTQ Rainbow Festival?"
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Oh, yeah, actually I do. I have something." And
Mm-hmm.
so I showed him Ripples of Water, the one act, and he loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up putting it up on its feet for the Rainbow Festival, and it got such great reviews, and I mean, such not reviews, such great feedback.
Nice.
The audience laughing and crying. It was a kind of amazing. One of those moments where I didn't really think much of the play when I wrote it
Mm-hmm.
years ago. I mean, there was something I liked about it, obviously, because I remembered it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we kind of whispered into each other's ears. He says it was him. I say it was me.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever, this really should be a film.
No,
And I
absolutely.
said, except, where do we find a house by the water, right?
Yeah.
So the closing night of the film,
Mm-hmm.
of the play rather,
Mm-hmm.
he said afterwards, I gotta talk to you tomorrow. And so he calls me up and he says his friend Carolyn and Bruce Walsh came to see the movie, and they
Mm-hmm.
have like this huge house by in Long Branch by the bay,
Oh, that's awesome.
off right on the
You
water.
can't ask for that kind of stuff.
And I said, "Well, did they like the movie?" He said they loved they loved the place so much, and so he was gonna have dinner with them,
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
so he was going to talk to them, and then I don't know, a couple nights later, he calls me up and says, "We're on, let's do it."
Mhm.
So that was June of 2017. We finished principal photography by August
That's
of
impressive.
the end of August. I
Mhm.
think it was Labor Day weekend, actually
Mhm.
September. We finished principal photography.
Oh,
I
wow.
remember it was midnight,
Mhm.
and I didn't care. We were by a bonfire
Mhm.
up by the house, and I had to start school the next day.
Oh no! So the
So
pressure's on.
yeah,
Under the
no,
gun.
no, oh, actually, I had the day off the next day. Thank God.
Mhm.
The day after that, I
Oh, okay.
started
Yeah. That.
school.
Oh man.
Okay, so that was
Yeah.
quite an amazing experience.
I remember back in the day, I'd get
But it
stuck in
came.
those long
You know
shifts.
what? The thing is, when you create stuff, someone once told me a long time ago, don't throw anything out.
Yeah.
This is an idea. Don't throw it out. Just put it somewhere.
No, you're
And
gonna
then
back
you
it.
never know. Like if I just forgot about the play or just
Mhm.
said, nah, not this one,
Mhm.
it would have never turned into a movie. So I'm very lucky with that
That's
one.
awesome. Now, I saw the movie and I thought it was great. Can you tell our viewers here a little bit about the story?
Yeah, so it's a
It's a great movie.
story about. I wrote this when I was a lot younger.
Mm-hmm.
I was always I always dated older than myself,
Mm-hmm.
so it was kind of more of a curiosity why I was attracted to older people, like when I was in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a story of this very lonely man in his 20s. I'm in his 50s. Um, I'm now more his age than I was the boy's age in it.
Mm-hmm.
Who